Hey guys, a lot of people buy an air compressor based on the size of the tank, the horsepower of the tank, whether it's a single phase or two phase, or even the CFM. But getting the right tank is key, and CFM is probably one of the most important numbers you need to pay attention to. So my name is Brad Kemp of Blue Nile Farm. Let's get into it. Let's discuss CFM and what it means to you in buying the right tank that will fit your needs. So CFM is defined as cubic feet per minute. In each air compressor, based on their engine size, the horsepower, the storage, all this comes in a factor when it comes down to CFM. CFM is how much air can be produced by each compressor in a short period of time. Each air compressor is rated and is marked by the amount of CFM that it can produce. So why is that important? Because depending on the type of air tool that you plan on using, it's going to be rated for a certain CFM. But a CFM is kind of tricky in the sense that, are you using it on continuous use or are you going to use it intermittently? And that makes all the difference in the world in what type of compressor you're going to need to purchase. So we can break a lot of our air tools down to different types of use. Something that's very intermittent, that's very low on CFM, is something like an air gun, like a nailer. You know, they're only 1 to 2 CFM. You punch it a couple times and it's done. Even an impact gun or a ratchet gun, we're talking anywhere from between 3 to 6 CFM for both of those tools. You know, a moderate tool, something like a cut-off wheel that you're going to be cutting off a piece of metal, it's going to suck up a lot of air, might have 4 to 6 CFM. A drill might be similar, and also a small paint gun, if you're getting into spray painting, that actually may be sucking up 6 to 10 CFM, which is obviously a lot, and you're going to be consistently using it to paint an area. Continuous use is where you're going to be using like a plasma cutter, which is rated at 4 to 7. Just say to cut off a piece of metal, you're not going to use as much air. But the problem is if you are in a CNC machine and you're actually cutting out a piece, it's going to be running constantly, so you're going to go through a lot more air utilizing that. Die grinders are air hogs. They suck up a lot of air at 6 to 10 CFM. And for me, I went up to a laser cleaner, and that laser cleaner is between 6 and 8 CFM. But the problem is when I run that laser, I want to run that cleaning unit for anywhere from 15 minutes to a half hour. I don't want any interruptions. I want to consistently keep the flow going. Then there's high demand tools that you may want to get involved with, and those are like your sandblasters. You know, if you're doing small parts and stuff, a sandblaster alone, something from Harbor Freight, might be anywhere between 10 and 20 CFM, so that's going to be sucking a lot of air very quickly for you. You know, if you get into a medium-sized sandblaster doing a decent-sized piece, that could be 25 to 45 CFM. That is like a huge amount of air that you need a super compressor to really keep up with that. And lastly, a DA sander, something that a lot of guys, if you're doing body work or air files, they're air hogs. And you're talking anywhere between 10 and 15 CFM. So the bottom line is, depending on the task that you do, you need to decide, you know, what type of air compressor works best for me in the situations that I'm going to. But just because it's rated at a certain CFM doesn't mean it's going to work for you if you're using it for continuous work. And that's where we need to kind of pick the right compressor for our needs. And that's why CFM is so important. So let me introduce you to 2 air compressors. This is the one I've had for the last 3 to 5 years. It's a DeWalt, and it has a CFM of about 5.5, 5.3. This is the Ingersoll Rand. I just purchased it. I haven't set it up yet, haven't used it. Its CFM is 15.8. So obviously almost 3 times the amount of CFM than this one has. The difference between the two, obviously with CFM, is, and the reason why I'm getting rid of this, is that this is a great tool for a lot of the intermittent tools or like pumping air, and once in a while it'll kick on. It doesn't drive me crazy, but if you're going to run something constantly, it's going to cause you a lot of problems. So the problem when you're undersized is that this machine is going to kick on all the time. It's not going to be at its maximum use, and it's not going to give me the proper CFM to run the machine of whatever air tool I have. Secondly, this machine is going to be, motor is going to turn on and off all the time. It's going to create heat. The smaller the motor, the harder it's working. It's going to create heat, which in turn creates moisture in the lines, and moisture will actually start to leach out on your tools. And you may have a cooler or chiller, you may have a bunch of filters, but the bottom line is it's still working and overworking this a lot harder than it should be. So there's more advantages to having the right CFM than having less. And it is not normal to run this thing and keep these things turning on constantly. Because if your machine is behind and the motor is running constantly, you'll never catch up with a smaller machine when the CFM rating is for that air tool is higher. And once it catches up, it's done. That's why it's very important to have enough CFM to continuously use certain tools to get the job done. But it all depends on what you actually use. So this is my Air Genie. This is one of my favorite little air tools. But I'll tell you, with this little compressor here, it's 5.3 CFM, I want to show you how fast this thing needs to kick itself on. It's totally full right now. I'm going to hit the starter. I just want to show you on the timer how long it takes for this thing to kick on, because it's not going to take much, and this thing is an air hog. And just to give you an example of why it's better to have something with a higher CFM than something small, because you'll see how quickly this thing runs out of air. So I'm going to turn this timer on and hit the button all at the same time. So here we go. So basically, 22 seconds and I was already out of air. So if you're using something that's a continuous tool, like an air die grinder or something, you're going past 20-some seconds, you're going to run out of air real quick. Now you're going to be fighting, waiting for this thing to catch up. That's so why CFM is so important. And I just want to kind of prove that point real quickly so you guys can see what I'm talking about. So when it comes down to air tools, you don't want to match your CFM of any of your tools. You want to oversize it. You want to get something that's bigger, that's going to produce more CFM. So that's why I'm going to 15, because even though a lot of my air tools, the CFM I need for continuous use is around 7, 8, maybe 10, I want something that's definitely going to give me that extra oomph to get by, and that's where 15 comes in for me. So think about that when you make your purchase, because obviously dollars count, but tank size, horse pressure, they all come into play, but CFMs should be your #1 thing you're looking at first, and then you worry about these other components second, because that's what's going to make the difference between you being successful and keeping this thing running consistently. And that, I think, is one of the biggest things you need to do. So one of the biggest takeaways of this video is, #1, that CFM is your production. You need the higher CFM to get the best production possible. #2, your tank size, all it does is gives you more time as far as production goes. That's all the tank size does. And remember, continuous tools expose weak compressors. Something like that is too weak for a lot of continuous tools and won't be able to do the job. They're better off for intermittent tools, and that's where they're better at. And lastly, matching your CFM is probably the biggest mistake people make when they buy a compressor. You want to get more CFM than less, and then you'll be in good shape. So until next time, thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you guys soon.